So not every team makes good decisions on trade, or teams make decisions that they think are good, and then we come in and we give our 2 cents, and our 2 cents is maybe not always positive. And this team, I have some negativity surrounding. It's Pelicans. It's the Pelicans. We talked about the Pelicans at the start. They had a really hot start. They've got a big three that's a little bit interesting with the amount of games that they can play, and they've got a nice young amount of pieces, and they even are sitting on that lucky Lakers pick, right? Where if the Lakers don't succeed, they kind of get that pick. And they did one thing at the trade deadline, and that was move Devontae Graham for Josh Richardson and a lot of picks. And I don't really know what the purpose of that was, right? So Josh Richardson, assuming I understand it correctly, will shoot threes, play defense. Do they not have enough players on their team that already fill that role? And when you make a trade and you give up assets, even if they're just second round picks, if you're getting something back that isn't a need, I don't really know what you're doing with that. And the Pelicans right now are fringe, right? They could be in the playoffs and could be interesting, or they could fall completely out if these injury concerns continue. So I don't know if that was the trade that they needed, but your face clearly says otherwise.
I'm like, I think you're missing the whole point. What the Pelicans front office was probably thinking. They're waiting for Zion to come back. What else? What else is there to this? When Zion was healthy, this team was a top three team, and that was when Zion was healthy and Ingram was out. Okay, so now the question for the Pelicans is that when we get Zion back and we get some minutes with him, hopefully Ingram, sorry, and McCollum, all healthy, can this team avoid the play-in spot and perhaps take a few rounds in the playoffs? I don't know. I think sometimes the greatest addition to your team, positive move for your team is not making a move, and I think the Pelicans fall in that category.
I I think it's you know what? I agree with you. So maybe the reason why I've identified them as a loser in this trade period is they actually shouldn't have done anything with that contract. If they were going to do something, fill a different need, not the exact same need that already
Devontae
feels like a
Graham
strength.
wasn't. They weren't even playing him in the rotation.
But
They
is
got
Josh Richardson going to crack the rotation? Is he really going to? Is he going to come in and instantly get minutes off someone else? You know,
was
you're
it?
looking at you're looking at a lot of wings on that team that are already good, especially young wings as well, right? So I'm thinking, I want to say I got to pull up the Pelicans roster because I don't want to get names wrong when I shouldn't. Trey Murphy, right? I feel like he's a very similar player. Herbert Jones is another one, and even Larry Nance, you could make a case and say kind of fills that similar role. Garrett Temple as well. I personally, I just don't see it. I don't know why they added him over. We saw some of the other moves that were made, right? You could have made a case and say maybe they should have picked up Podol if they weren't too keen with what Jackson Hayes does because
All right,
he's constantly in that.
here's the motivation why they moved Devontae Graham. Not only was he not in the rotation, their backup point guard is obviously Alvarado. Okay, is that they're removing Devontae Graham's off their salary cap. Okay, that 12.1 million there. And I think Josh Richardson is he on an expiring contract, I think. So obviously he'll be off the books there, whereas obviously Devontae Graham has that extra year. I think that they're just these little moves that we see all the time that we go, oh, what the hell was that for? But these are organizations that are saving themselves millions of dollars. That's it.
I think we both were quite high on the Pelicans, and you're articulating that we're waiting for them to be healthy, but I think we're going to be waiting until there's a discussion about should they just give away the season because they're currently sitting at I believe ninth, and with the moves that teams made around them, e.g. the Suns and
Yeah,
the
but
Clippers.
they're ninth, but no, sorry, they're eighth and 2 games out of fourth. That's how close this season is in the West. So Zion comes back after All-Star game. They make up that 2 games. Suddenly they got home court advantage. It's not too far fetched an idea which obviously Pelicans front office are hoping for.
It's doom and gloom. It's doom and gloom. So there's another take for another day, but I'm not keen on the Pels.
Yo, this is Two Guys with Spare Time. I'm Faz, this is Nick. You're probably a basketball fan like us, so hopefully you can throw us an assist and giving our video a like and subscribing to our channel.
And if you got thoughts, feelings, or even some suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And thank you for using your spare time to watch us in our spare time.